So another differentiation that NVC brings to the conscious language is the differentiation between demands and requests. Could you explain more on that subject?
Yeah. So the difference really is an inner attitude. It's not about, primarily about the wording I'm using. Of course, I say, bring me a glass of water. There's, from the tone of voice and how I say it, a strong indication that my attitude is that what we would call a demand.
Okay.
And at the same time, if I say, I'm so tired right now, would you be so kind and bring me a glass of water? It sounds like a request, but the only real test is, how do I react if you say no to my request? If you would say no, do it. Say no.
No, Klaus, we are doing an interview. I won't bring you anything.
Okay, thank you. So now, from my reaction, you can sense that I start having judgments about you because you said no. So the real test, if that's from an attitude, a request or a demand is, do I have the same appreciation for you as a human being, independent of if you say yes or no to my request? If it makes a difference, if I start judging you because you said no, it wasn't a request in the first place. Even if it sounded like from the wording, like a request, from my attitude, it was a demand.
Yeah, okay, so are you saying that requests are good and demands are bad and we should not use them?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The concept of good and bad doesn't exist in nonviolent communication. We indicate and we make clear that whatever the attitude is I'm coming from, the attitude of a request or the attitude of a demand has consequences for human relationships. And what we experience again and again, and therefore we want to raise the awareness to that, is that if I make from my attitude a demand, probably your willingness to be cooperative will be very low.
Yeah, I could defend to a demand.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, sometimes when I try to express in a non-violent way, I feel that I would somehow be tense in expressing what I feel as a demand, because I would have judgments about that person at that state, at that situation. So, what can I do in such situation when what I would express would be actually a demand, but I still want to be kind of nice? Or do I want to be kind of nice? I'm not sure now.
I remember Marshall saying the last thing he wants to contribute to with his system, nonviolent communication, is more nice dead people on this planet. So if you realize you're starting to have a judgment about the other person because he said no to your request, it's time to go inside and give yourself some empathy and translate the judgments in the beauty of your needs that are behind the judgment.
Yeah, I think I don't always have the skill or energy to do that.
Yeah, and that's okay too. We are all on our way. It's not a point where somebody says, I got it. It's a lifelong journey. And again, all lifelong, you find yourself in situations where you need to make a decision about the attitude, how I like to meet the other person at that moment. And if you're not there, it's not bad. And it's not wrong. And at the same time, it has consequences. And either loses the willingness to contribute to getting my needs met.
Yeah, and I can see the consequences on my small 4-year-old daughter. When I sometimes demand things from her, and I just can't do anything else, and it has consequences. So I'm trying to change.
Yeah. And I want to add one thing more, because if you work in a business environment, that's one of the tricky things that a lot of people have difficulties to say. If I'm the boss, I cannot always make a request. Sometimes that's the way it's done. So I want to make sure there is a third thing that often gets mixed with requests and demands. In certain positions and taking on certain responsibilities or in a certain role I find myself in, I have permission to make a decision. And that's neither a request or demand. That's a point where I just inform the employees what my decision is.
So, could we give an example of such a situation where it's not exactly a request, not exactly a demand, it's a decision?
Yeah, for example, if a company decides to put a plant from one country in another country for different reasons, it's not that I ask or request from my employees to say yes to that. It's my decision, being the responsible person.
Yeah.
And I tell you, we made the decision to change the plant from here to there. And I give you now the information about the background, why we decided that way. And of course, what I cannot decide is how other people react to that. If they want to go with me or say that's too far and I don't want to change. And I have no control whatsoever. So I want to make sure that the things that I decide are the things I have control over.
Okay.
Over the behavior of another person, I don't have any